Yeah, I almost skipped right over it, and I shouldn't have, because we got a surprising result today. The Atlanta Hawks taking game one this afternoon in Philadelphia. Embiid was playing. He had 39 points. He looked pretty solid. But Atlanta, it was just every single guy had target finder activated in this game. I think they were 16 of 31 by like the early fourth quarter. And if you hit around 23s in a game, you're kind of going to win no matter what happens, right? Like it just, that's the thing. You live by three, die by the three. And Atlanta has the shooters and the skilled players. And the weakness of Philadelphia is very apparent in this game is they do not have the perimeter offense to match with some of these high octane teams. Whereas you can throw Tybal, you can throw Simmons, Danny Green at defenders, but none of those guys are creators of their own perimeter shot. You're not going to have those guys hitting threes off the dribble in a pick and roll or mid-range shots. They're basically defenders, and then Simmons is incredible in transition, and Danny Green's a spot up shooter, and Thybulle is just kind of a bit of a no-show on the offensive side. So they've had difficulties. When you're running a lot of your offense through Seth Curry, there's only a certain ceiling that your team can reach. And again, Embiid is having to work for a lot of his points. He's still going to put up a ton, but Clint Capella is no slouch as a defender of Joel Embiid. And then on the other side, Trae Young continues his marvelous run so far. His first playoff run, he looks like he completely belongs. Another 35 and 10 from him. Really, really special. And then Bogdan Bogdanovic with a couple of big shots late in this game because Atlanta faced their true like pressure. Obviously, they lost one of the games in Madison Square Garden, but the Philly crowd was rocking. They had this huge, like 20-point lead. They were giving it up. It was within five, and they had a couple turnovers on the inbounds. They got stripped, double team trying to put the game away. Bogdanovic had a big three, couple big free throws. This game should not have been a 4-point game. And if you're Philly, you have to feel really good about the fact that you probably came into this game a little lackadaisical. Atlanta springs on you with a ton of hot shooting. You know that's going to regress back to the mean. And then with the crowd behind you, you can definitely get into the space of this Atlanta team and cause them to make turnovers. And I think Philly is going to come out and dominate game two. But Atlanta is showing that they're going to hang in there. And I worry about Embiid's health as the series goes along. I imagine he's going to, knock on wood, I imagine he's going to re-aggravate that knee injury, and that could really change things. So I think I'm going to go Atlanta in this series just because of, again, similar to the Knicks. Obviously, Philly has more one-on-one defenders, but Atlanta seems to have the overwhelming, like matched up side by side shot creation talent of a Herter, a Bogdanovich, a Trae Young, even Gallinari, right? Just guys that can create a shot for themselves. And that is really important come playoff times. It's going to come down to Embiid, but I'm going with Atlanta here because of what they've shown in this game one.
Damn. Yeah. I did a double take checking in on the game. I saw the score was something like 50-29. And I looked at the clock and I saw like 9 minutes left in the second quarter. And I thought my screen was broken or something to have put up like near 50 in about 14 minutes. That doesn't seem like something you can do 4 or 5 games in a row.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. I totally overreacted. I'm sticking Philly in six. That's what I said last podcast. Don't let these game one swings change my picks. I'm still Philly. I'm going back on it.
Damn. There was a YouTube comment I found pretty interesting saying like Embiid plays, Hawks in 7. Embiid doesn't play, Hawks in 5. Embiid played, he put up 39 points. So hard to do much better than that. And the Hawks still pull it out with that ridiculous first 14, 15 minutes. I'm not making a pick on this series. I'm just voicing thoughts I find interesting. But yeah, you couldn't really ask for much of a better game one, but the 76ers have to at least feel like they know they're the better fourth quarter team. And if there's not a 30-point gap in the game, then most of the time the better fourth quarter team is going to win.
There, yeah, it's going to be a firestorm in Philly tomorrow. I imagine it is a little bit of panic time, and people are gonna ask for Simmons's head because he no shows in some of these games. Whereas like he's giving great defensive effort, but one of your top two guys has to, like, they both kind of have to score in this day and age. It's a make or miss league, which is a terrible thing. That's such a cop out way of making a take, but there's a reason why it's a saying. And Simmons needs to be able to make shots. And if he's not being aggressive like he was in the beginning of the third quarter, then he doesn't give that same value as someone like a Trae Young or a Bogdanovich.
Just hit me like what ridiculous polar opposites we have in the matchup of Trae Young and Ben Simmons. Like the tiny point guard who can't play defense and is like an absolute flamethrower on offense versus like the huge one who can't really shoot but like lights out defender.
Yep. Couldn't said it better myself. Looking forward to the second round series. The basketball is just going to continue to ratchet up the intensity. Really looking forward to it. We will take a quick break now and come back to talk some hockey.